Now that we have this program drawing something that looks like a barcode, it's a good opportunity to introduce functions. We have been using many system functions that are already defined, like random, stroke, background, size. And we have been defining two functions, which are also like standard functions, setup and draw, but you can create your own custom functions. How this is done, I'm gonna show you here. We can replace all these lines. I am gonna cut here. And this will make the program a little bit easier to understand. So sometimes we decide to change the line color. So then I call a new function called change line color, parentheses and semicolon. If now I try to run this program, of course it will not work because it says the function change line color doesn't exist. But it's very simple to create. You do it the same way like with the setup or draw. Type here void, and what was the name? Change line color. And inside the braces I paste the code I just cut a moment ago. I can align here the code. This is the definition of the function. And every time you call this function, you call change line color, then it will execute these 5 lines. First, it will decide randomly should we use black or white, and that's it. Then it will finish. So let's follow the execution of this program, like from beginning to end. Actually, this program doesn't have an end. It runs until we close the window. The first thing that happens is we declare a variable, the variable x, and we make it equal to 0. Then we declare 3 functions: setup, change line color, and draw. The program automatically, when it starts, it will call setup. And there we do just 3 things. We change the size of the screen, the background color, and the line color, and that's it. And then it will start calling the draw function. Normally, by default, is 60 times per second. And every time it's calling the draw function, it will draw a line. First, because x is 0, we can see it here, it will draw a line that goes from 0, 200. So that's a line on the left border of the screen to 0, 100. So the effect would be actually the same. Maybe it's easier to understand if it goes from 100 to 200, but it's exactly the same. Doesn't matter if you draw the line up or down. After drawing this line, we increase x. And then we make sure that it's not over the right border of the screen. At the beginning, it's not over the right border of the screen because it will be just 1. It was 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. So it does not execute this line. And then it will create a random number between 0 and 100 and check if that number is greater than 70. So now we are not sure if this will be executed or not. It will be executed sometimes, maybe not on the first time. So let's assume it's not executed. The draw function ends here, and then it will wait maybe a few milliseconds until it's the right time again. And then it will call again draw. So this time it will draw the line, but x is 1, so it will be a little bit to the right, 1 pixel to the right. And then it will increase again x, so x will be 2. It's yet not near the border, so this will not execute. You have to run the draw function how many times? 400 times until this is true, or 401. So when x is over 400, then it will make x 0. And so each time draw is called and these lines are executed, sometimes this will be true. Maybe it will random from 100, maybe it will give a number like 82. That's greater than 70. So in that case, it will execute change line color. And in this moment, it jumps from here to our function, change line color. And here it will create another number between 0 and 100. And if that's greater than 50, then it will set black line color. And if it's not greater than 0, you should check the else function on the reference. Let's have a look. Else. See, it extends the if structure, allowing the program to choose between 2 or more blocks of code. So you see here that, well, this is what we have done. It's even possible to use else if, but we will see that in the future. So we were here and it decides if to execute this line or this line. There's 2 options and it all depends on the random number. And when this function call ends at these close braces, then it jumps back to where it was and continues here and keeps looping until we get to the right border, and then we start again on the left border, and this forever until you close the window. So we can see it here in action. See, now it's going to the right, and when it touches the right border, then it starts again and continues until we press this button on the corner. There is one little detail I didn't explain. The function here is called change line color, but sometimes it doesn't change. Can you guess why? Imagine we were drawing on black color, and then this becomes true suddenly. We say change line color, and we pick up a random number, and maybe it will set again black color, but maybe white. So this actually should be called attempt to change line color, if you want to be picky about it, because sometimes we can call this several times and we might get all the time the same black color or white color. And to test this, we could draw a red line, for example, every time this is called. How could we do that? So I could say set here stroke 255 is red, green, and blue. So this is a red color for the lines. And now I'm gonna copy this line. So now I'm drawing a red line on the right X position. So it should be a line identical to the others, but it's not gonna be black or white, but red. Let's see if this works. I see the line being drawn there, but it disappears. You know, this is happening because we are drawing this line, but then we draw the black or white line on top. So we should, if we move the order here, so now we draw the black or white. So we draw here the draw black or white line. And then this function will draw it will always draw a red line. And then we change these values. So now you can see every single red line is an attempt to change the color. You can see sometimes it doesn't happen. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Let's change this number to make it even less likely. So now we have bigger blocks of black or white. And you see sometimes it's drawing here white. And we have a red line. It means it tried to change the color, but it got white again. So like here, we get white, white, white. And sometimes then after a few attempts, then it will get black. So now you can play with these numbers, with this 90 here and with this 50. With this number we can make it more black or white. We can make it more probable that we have black lines. For example, if we type here a 20, most numbers between 0 and 100 will be greater than 20. So black will be the most usual colors, and only sometimes white. So this should be a quite black drawing with only little pieces of white. Yeah, very few, as you can see. If we change that to the opposite, to maybe to 80, now very rarely it will be greater than 80, so most of the times we will get white. So our drawing is mostly white with a little bit of black. This is not anymore like a coin, because with a coin it should be the same probability of getting one or the other side. So this is when we use 50 over 100. Now, like 50% of the drawing should be black and the other 50 should be white.